To another Crypto Rocket video. Today we will be discussing the Multichainstaker, where you can earn up to 20% daily ROI on the Binance, Avalanche, and soon Matic network. So we will be discussing everything from what is the Multichainstaker, how it works, where does the money come from, is it safe, and we'll also be discussing the best strategies to use when investing into the Multichainstaker, because it's quite easy to actually lose a lot of money on these types of protocols, which is why we'll be discussing what is the best strategy to keep it as safe and risk-free as it possibly can be. Now that, keep in mind, it is still quite a risky investment. And before we get started, I just want to point out that none of this is financial advice. This is simply for educational and entertainment purposes, where I talk to you about my experience investing in these kinds of projects. Okay, so let's get started. This Multichainstaker, we're going to talk a little bit about how this works. So as you can see over here, essentially you need BNB on the Binance network, which you will stake over here. And in return for that, you'll be getting a certain ROI within a certain number of days. Now, the way that it works is you actually put down a certain amount of BNB as a deposit that you lose. You do not get it back. So whatever you put in, you will not get that back. Instead, you will be getting back a certain percentage each day until you get to here 14 days, 21 days, or 28 days. So let's find a little bit about the contract over here. First, let's go through the audit. So what's very, very important with all of these kinds of projects is to first take a look at, have they been audited? If there was an audit, to take a look through it, see what the conclusion of that was, and see if there are any possibilities that you can lose all of your money. So let's start off with the conclusion over here. The Multichainstaker BNB smart contract were found no vulnerabilities, no backdoors, and no scam scripts. Now, this is probably one of the most important things because you want to make sure essentially that there isn't going to be a rug where the people who have created this project will simply steal all of the money and you will never be able to see it. So that is really, really important. This was audited by Haze Crypto, which is relatively well known, so it should be quite safe. Now that said, there were some issues which we'll go through over here. So the first one is this high issue, high risk or medium severity. And this is essentially the fact that this is called ROI and must be considered as high risk. Users' principal deposits cannot be withdrawn, as I mentioned. Whatever you put in first, you cannot get that back. Users can get dividends and referral commission. Dividends are paid from deposits of other users. Do always invest with proper knowledge and investigation. Now, this is really, really important for you to understand about this project. Essentially, what this means is that once you put in your money, say you put in $100, you will be getting, say, 10.5% every single day. So about, $10.50 each day. That money is actually coming from people who invest in the project after you, which essentially means that the more people are investing, the more the protocol can sustain itself. But the moment you have less people investing in the future, the protocol will actually eventually run out of money, and after that you will not be getting any more dividends. So this is super important, and similar projects to this have existed in the last and have come up in the last few months, and they usually tend to have a lifespan of anywhere between 15 and 30 days. So it's very, very short. They usually run out of money very, very quickly because there's a big hype, a lot of people get in on it, and as people start withdrawing their money, the balance goes down to zero quite quickly. So it's really important to come in on these projects very, very early to have the highest possibility that you won't lose your money and that you will be able to make a return on your investment. This is really the most important thing over here to take a look at. So there are 6 investment plans which we'll go through in a moment when we go back to the main website. Now, when it comes to the withdrawal rules, another thing to keep in mind is that every time you try to withdraw any money that you've that you've gathered, you will be there will be a 15% of the dividends will be deducted and remain in the contract. So essentially, you will only ever be able to get 85% of what is available for you to take out, and there will be a 15% sell tax essentially. There's also a referral system, which you might be interested in as well if you can bring other people to this project. There's also some certain anti-whale things in place over here. So the maximum deposit amount is 1,000 BNB. After the launch of the project, daily profit will increase 0.5% every day for new deposits. Now, this is essentially to try, as I mentioned, it's really, really important to come in on the first day of the protocol. On the second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth day, the further you wait, the more risky it will be, and the more likely it is that there won't be enough money in the project in order for you to make your money back, which is why they're actually increasing the daily profit every single day in order to make sure that more and more users do keep coming in to make the project as sustainable as they can. So let's take a quick look over here at what are your different packages and investment options. So the first row over here, the savings, classics, and premium, is essentially, you can see that there is this little lock which is unlocked, and that essentially means that you can take out money as soon as it comes in. So as soon as you invest, you will pretty much, within minutes, start making a small percentage of what you put in, and you will be able to take that out at any point. So you can take it out every single day, you can take it out every few days, which is very, very important. So on this, in the savings, you'll be getting 10.4% daily earnings for 14 days. After 14 days, the dividends stop, which will give you a total ROI of 145%. Now, keep in mind that 15% of that total ROI will actually be kept for the project as a sell tax when you take it out, which means you will only actually make about 130% ROI. The classic, you have to keep your money in for 21 days, and then you will get a 203% total ROI, but you will actually be getting less daily rewards than you will on the savings. And same with the premium. It keeps going for a much longer amount of time. The total ROI will be 250%, but the daily earnings will be even less. Now, going down to silver, gold, and platinum over here, these are the locked packages, where you can see that the total ROIs are a lot higher, so 300% over here on silver as opposed to 145% under savings. You get nearly 600% ROI for gold versus 200% in classics, and on the platinum you get 1,000% versus 250% on premium. So these locked ones, you will get a much higher ROI at the end of the full period, but they are way, way more risky because you can't take any of the money out until the full period is over. So 14 days, you cannot take anything out until the 14 days has passed, and when the 14 days has passed, you can take out your total amount. So if you put in $10,000, you will have about $300 left at the very end, minus the 15% sell tax when you take it out. Now, here is my personal strategy and what I've gone for. I've actually gone for this first package, the savings package. And it is actually relatively, considering this is a very risky project, this very first package, there isn't too much risk in a way, and some might disagree with this, but actually there is very low possibilities of a rug because it has been audited. Second of all, this project has launched on the Binance network just yesterday, which means you are still very, very early. But I want to show you guys, it's actually also launched on the Avalanche network, and it's been on the Avalanche network for about 8 days already. So Since it's launched on the Avalanche network, for 8 days, the total staked balance has actually been steadily increasing still after 8 days. Now, you only need the balance to be increasing and for more people to be putting in money for about 3 or 4 days in order to ensure that you at least make your money back if you can take it out daily. Because that means that about day 9, you will actually be making, you will have made your money back if you put your money into this savings one. So this is my strategy. I put it into the savings one. I take my dividends out daily to make sure that I have the least downside possible for this. And so this is my particular strategy. I really wouldn't recommend in this first row using the classics or premium, because actually it doesn't make any sense for me why if I'm investing for a longer period of time, I should be getting less earnings each day, so only 9.7% or 9%. It doesn't really make much sense to me. If anything, what I would do, if you really believe that the project will go on for a lot longer than 14 days, what I would recommend is actually putting in money into this savings package, and each day basically manually compounding all of your dividends. So once you get that 10% after 1 day, simply add that into the package and keep doing that. And that way you will actually have extended that time, because each time, you will have extended the time that the package will still give you dividends. So I would recommend sort of either manually compounding it, but not going for the classics or the premium. If you are going to go for one of these locked packages, which again are way more risky, again, I would strongly recommend going for the silver and not going for the gold and platinum. Now, the main reason for that is a lot of people will go for the silver package and have gone for the silver package already yesterday when this project was actually launched. So what's going to happen is that all of these people will not be taking their money out for the first 14 days, which will make the project look really good, like they have a really healthy balance. And on day 14, suddenly, all the people who invested in this particular package on the first day will take their money out, and the balance of the treasury of the account will suddenly massively drop. Now, when that happens, people will stop investing, and when they do, the project might die very soon after that. So I would definitely not go for the gold or platinum, because these projects tend to have a very short lifespan. And over here, you can also see that you can do the referral link. So this is just my quick review of this project. What I also really like about the fact that it's got up to a 20% daily APR, and it's within the Avalanche or the Binance network, where obviously you have a lot less volatility with BNB or AVAX than you would with some of the really new projects that may offer 10, 20, 30% APR daily, but the value of the coin might drop 90% after the first day after it launches, right? So here the actual value of the coin that you are using will probably be a lot more stable than some of the new ones, which is why I find this one actually a little bit more appealing. So that's my review of this particular project. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, smash that like and subscribe button. I do come, pretty much every single day with new videos on different, crypto opportunities. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and have a great day.